Hi, I'm Russ Painter. Thanks so much for taking a few moments to watch our presentation. I've been in the business of helping people now for most of my life. I have been an owner of a small business, a media company, for about the past 30 years, but mostly I've been involved in some aspect of helping people. I'm an ordained minister, so not only ministry, but also teaching and training folks, counseling. I'm a credentialed life coach, so I help folks get clarity on their destiny, and as well as having a degree in psychology. But you know, my greatest passion is really seeing people get free to become what their full potential looks like in life. So back in 2009, I launched something called Kingdom Training Institute for just that purpose. And it's evolved now into a full teaching, training, mentoring program that we're quite frankly very proud of. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about what we do and how you potentially can help us to reach a larger population of people. We are now a nonprofit corporation. We established that last year, and we're also now a fully recognized and registered 501c3 charitable organization. So what we discovered, though, is that our desire to train people is actually in line with what's been happening sociologically across our country. For the past, I would say the past 10 years, there's been a tremendous growth in interest in the personal development arena. This chart here comes from some research done by Forbes magazine in 2014, and basically they have determined that the training industry is now a $130 billion a year business globally, while here in the U.S. we see about $70 billion of business being done in this particular arena. And while, you know, spending obviously tends to reflect the economic cycles, these figures do represent some steady growth over the past 10 years. The big problem that we've discovered, however, is that we simply can't reach the folks who really need help the most. We're working with a demographic of people who are usually in the lower end of the economic scale. They don't have the discretionary funds to be able to take the kind of training that we offer that would absolutely help them to break out of their economic status. And so we're looking to create some new ways of reaching this population with the training that we have, which will absolutely break cycles of poverty and unproductive lifestyles that we have been seeing so prevalent in our country over these past, really, I would have to say 40 to 50 years. Research that we see that's being done by the Census Bureau tells us that the welfare system here in America has made government dependency actually a viable career option for too many people. This data here on this chart comes from 2013, where the Census Bureau determined that roughly 1/3 of the U.S. population receives some form of government assistance. And that's well over 100 million people. Now, obviously, we want to care for those that have physical and mental challenges, but for too many others, this level of poverty robs them of the quality of life that those not caught in those conditions can enjoy. In addition, we also know that the middle class is struggling with tremendous levels of debt, not just simply mortgages, but now, you know, credit card debt and student loan debt. That's really become a major issue for folks in the middle class, and that's keeping people really from being able to move forward into better lives for themselves and for their families. What we see is it keeps people in what we call survival mode, where they're focused solely on staying afloat financially from week to week, month to month, or year to year. And of course, this prevents them from really receiving and activating the dream or vision for their life that we believe God's given them to fulfill and enjoy. One other major issue that we see is that young folks, young people, high school, college-age people can also benefit greatly from our coaching and mentoring programs, especially those young people who are deemed at risk. right? You see this all the time. Kids getting into gangs, kids getting into drug dealing and the whole drug world as a means to gain additional income and status. Obviously, that's not a career choice that's going to ever end up well for them. And so what we want to do is help them make more informed decisions regarding education, work, and life, to set personal goals, and to gain work and life experience. And so what we really believe is going to happen once we get our program set up in a residential format. This is where we're headed. We want to see a residential facility established where we can actually bring people in. They can stay for a particular length of time depending on the training that they're taking, and as a result see their lives truly transformed to become productive citizens of our society. So what's the big idea? Well, as I've mentioned, we're looking to acquire a residential facility where a lot of our training programs can be held and facilitated in a way that really gives people a full experience, an immersive experience in learning what they need to know in order to grow and really pursue and eventually live the kind of life that they were destined to have. We're going to house single moms and their kids. We're going to house students and interns who will be participating in our various training opportunities. We're also looking to establish various business enterprises in the building that will provide hands-on training and paying jobs for our students, because we believe that's one of the best ways to help people to grow. It's one thing to teach people in a classroom, but it's another to get them involved in a hands-on opportunity. And our goal, honestly, is to see this as a prototype and eventually have these facilities established in every major metropolitan area in the U.S. Our initial team consists of trainers, instructors, counselors, social worker. Of course, I'm a life coach, and I'll be working with folks on that basis, along with the office staff necessary to help us with this. The upper left is Roger and Robin Fields, who are trained prayer counselors, instructors, and mentors. Center picture is Gary Fishman. He's also going to be an instructor and mentor, and he's an ordained minister. The upper right-hand picture is Jackie Carrero, who is one of our instructors and trainers and mentors as well. A couple of, one of the folks that's not there is Lysandra Davila, who is our social worker. The bottom right is Millie Velasquez, who will be our office manager. She's also a trainer and a mentor. And what you can see on the bottom right, that's my wife Debbie and myself, and we'll be involved as well. So how are we going to do this? Well, obviously, in most charitable organization structures, we look for donations, we look for grants, we look for those kinds of assistance opportunities that come from that particular arena, whether it's corporate or government assistance or from individual donations. But what we decided to do is a little different. We're actually now looking to create a sustainable revenue stream through real estate investment. And so earlier this year, we created a new company called Kingdom Life Properties, of which I'm the senior manager. And our goal is to use this company to create income through flipping homes, and eventually through acquiring apartment buildings, which will provide us with the kind of revenue that will sustain these operations. Again, we don't believe that our population, our intended population, will have the resources to actually pay what these training programs are worth. So we're looking for these creative ways to begin, to fund what we want to do. And so Kingdom Life Properties basically came together in the space of a couple of months. We were able to go take some training from a very well-known company that actually rehabs hundreds of homes every year, and they're based in Connecticut and California. The leader of that is Than Merrill, who his company was actually featured on the A&E network with a program called Flip This House. And so one of our partners, I should say, is Ruben Delgado. He has been in the remodeling and renovation business now for about 15 years. He has done many house flips, as you can see, dozens of investors he's worked with, and he's also served thousands of satisfied customers. And so he's our go-to guy when it comes to working on the properties that we will be rehabbing. And so to give you a quick overview of the latest house flip that he was involved with, this is Morristown, New Jersey is a quite affluent city here in New Jersey. And so this particular home was one that was recently renovated and flipped for a very handsome sum. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looked like after, with all of the exterior work done and the siding. Here's the kitchen as it was when they purchased the home, and here is the renovation from two different angles. Here's the living room before and the living room after, which of course you can also see includes a new dining area. And then this would be looking the opposite direction toward the front door. This is the master bedroom, which has been extended and renovated, looking to the other direction. Here is a portion of the bathroom, the existing bathroom, and the after picture of that bathroom and shower. And there's another view of the shower. This is the family room on the ground floor. This is the back porch. I don't have a before picture of that. Here's what it looks like from the outside. And of course another shot of the home from the exterior. So how's this going to work? Well, our goal right now is to establish a $500,000 investment account. And how we're going to do that is take 50% of the profits from the homes that we flip and put them into this investment account. We want to have this account to use for ongoing renovations, ongoing flips, and so that's what we're going to do. And plus, we'll also be taking any cash flow that we get from apartment buildings and using that as a way to build this account as well. And our long-term goal is to acquire apartment buildings or commercial properties for cash flow. So what are we offering? Well, we're offering to investors this ground floor opportunity to get involved in our goal of creating a life-changing training and mentoring facility. Again, this is quite a unique concept, and we believe that this is a very good way that we'll be able to provide the resources that we need in order to accomplish the goals that we have. I realize that this may not be a good fit for you at this point in time, but if it is, we're obviously wanting to combine forces with investors to create something that would truly be great and life-changing for so many people. And I don't know about you, but that is certainly something I am wanting for my personal legacy. So how does it work? Well, your investment will be applied to the purchase, the renovation, and sale of single-family homes. We are offering a 10% return on that investment, which will be payable at closing. And the risk for you will never be more than 70% of the after repair value. So we will be having a accredited appraisal firm look at the property and give us an appraisal, based on comparables, but also based on what the property will be worth after all of the renovations are finished, and your investment in the property will never exceed 70% of that after repair value. And we will, as you see, pay for appraisal and legal fees that are involved with this. So what's the guarantee? Well, we're going to give you a promissory note for 1 year term, and if for some strange reason we have to exceed that term, there's a $3,000 penalty that will be added to what you're due if we do end up exceeding that term. If we go beyond 30 days past a year, we're going to also raise the interest rate to 3%. There'll be a 3% interest penalty that will be added after the first 30 days. And under extremely remote circumstances, if we still are not able to move the home after that 6-month period beyond the year, you will receive the deed. It will be transferred to you, so you'll own the property. Again, knowing that you've only risked 70% of the after repair value, so you'll have a guarantee of getting your money back in that way. So again, thank you so much for spending a few moments to watch this presentation, and we look forward to hopefully working with you very soon.